Hello and welcome back to the Slay the Spire review series. Today we're going to be looking at Panic Button. So we can see here that it is a zero cost, uncommon, colorless skill. It says gain 30 block. You cannot gain block from cards for 2 turns. Exhaust. And then the upgrade is to 40 block. The text on this card is a little misleading because it doesn't state that one of those turns is including the turn you play it. So it's on the turn you play it, you cannot gain any more block from cards this turn and the other turn. And then that's it. I've seen this card perform very well in very attack-heavy decks, as well as cards that are very block-heavy as well. Mainly attack-heavy decks, because you play this and you get to spend the rest of your energy attacking and doing a bunch of damage. And then with the block-based decks, you can retain the block that you get from this card with like Calipers, Blur from Silent, and then like with Barricade with Ironclad. Let's say you play this on the turn that the enemy is not attacking. If you find a way to retain the block, you can carry it over to the next turn where they are going to be attacking. So it performs well in fights. It also performs well in fights that attack every other turn, because you're using this card on the turn that they're attacking, and then on the next turn where they're not attacking, you do not gain block and instead pay your energy on attacks, and then the next turn that they are attacking, you don't suffer from the debuff anymore. The relic synergies this card has is with Clockwork Souvenir and Orange Pellets. With Clockwork Souvenir, you can literally play this for just 30 block and you don't have to worry about the debuff. Whereas with Orange Pellets, this is way better with Orange Pellets, because the card itself is a zero cost skill. So you can play it and then still have energy left over to play an attack and power on the same turn to erase the debuff. It's just really good with those set of relics. The synergies it has with other cards is anything that retains the card, like if there's any way to make sure that you can hold it until there's a turn you can play it. There's a relic that does that too. It's called Runic Pyramid. It makes it so that at the end of your turn, you no longer discard your hand. So you can hold this until there is a turn to play it. Silent really likes cards like Well-Laid Plans with this card to hold it until there's a turn to play it. And then it's also really good with cards that also retain the block number on this card. Like, let's say you play it on a turn that the enemy's not attacking you. You can use a card that retains the block so that you can carry it over to the next turn. I'd often take this card in decks that really struggle with block, like with any attack-heavy decks, mainly with Ironclad. And then maybe with Silent during Act 1 if I struggle with Act 1. And then I focused a lot of my deck on damage. I can use this to kind of balance out the defense and offense ratio. Overall, I'd often take this, like, I'll take it like every now and then if I really need it, but it's not always like broadly useful. It is a huge block number for 0 energy, and the debuff is pretty manageable by itself as well, because one of those turns is including the turn you play it, so you can play this as the last card of the turn, and then only worry about the other turn being that you can't gain block. And then that's pretty much it. I'd say in the right decks, in the right times, this is a very powerful, game-changing card. It has saved a lot of my runs overall because of how significant the block that I gain from this card is. It's like one of the more situational colorless cards, like with Dark Shackles. Dark Shackles is a little more broadly useful, but it's still very situational. Like if you really need some sort of multi-layered defense system, then you can use that then you can use this card along with Dark Shackles. They both cost 0 energy, so that's really good as well. That is the end of this review. I hope you enjoy this video. I will see you all in the 3rd video of this series.